Hello, welcome to the Happy Hippie Intuitive and to this November reading. Before we jump into it, I would like to remind you these readings are general. Take what resonates, leave the rest. You will find the cards I use below, and you also find timestamps for each and every reading. So once you've made your pick, you can jump down there and find your timestamp and jump straight to your reading. If you're interested in awakening process ascension work, then I have another channel called Awakening with Nina that will also be linked in the description box. But without further ado, let's get into the reading for November. So you have 4 cards to choose from. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And today I have put a word on each and every card. So sink into your intuition, ask your angels and guides to guide you. Pause the video if you need more time to make your pick, and I'll be back in a moment and I'll start with number 1. Removing others. Okay, number 1. So if you chose this word, oops, then this is your reading. So we are going to look at this card and then into it. And we also have a little bit of tarot cards. And I'm also going to use my CHARMS bowl here today. But let us look at this major energy for you in November 1st, number 1. Flame of inspiration. Wow. Okay, so I would say that the month of November for you, number 1, is going to be a month where you get things done, where you feel that inspiration to take action on something, to move forward with something. You are gaining momentum to move forward with whatever it is that you desire to move forward with. Now I also see flame here. It's not just inspiration, but it's also flame. And flames for me is of course about passion, but it can also be about anger. It might be that there are some anger issues that you need to look at, or maybe there's some anger within you that needs to be able to come up, to be felt and to be released. So that might be for some of you as well. Flames for me is also very cleansing. Okay, so if you imagine a dragon that blows their fire around you and cleanses away all the things that you no longer need, that might be a meditation or an exercise that you can do to help to leave behind what you no longer need. But if we look a little bit closer on this card, you might see that there's actually a kind of face here, and almost a face here, maybe upside down. So I feel like also there might be what you would call old ghosts or old things that might still hold on to you, energy that might still kind of be latched onto you. So with that, I would say that you need to sink into it in order for it to be released, because it needs to be felt through. Okay, so there is something in that as well. When I see these kind of old ghosts behind here, it might be people from your past. There might be old wounds that you haven't looked at, you know, those kind of things. So I would say that that might be for some of you an invitation to now finally feel those things through so it can come up and be released. But overall, I feel like there's momentum. I feel like there is power, you know, stepping into your power as well. Stepping into the true you, you know, those kind of feelings. So definitely a month for you where you can feel the inspiration to get something done. Okay, so let's also look at a little bit of tarot cards for you before we pull the charms. So a little bit of a different reading today, using the charms more than I have in a while. It's been a while since we used the charms, so that's always fun. Okay, so let's look at it. Number 1, let us pull a couple of tarot cards for you to go along with the main message. King of Pentacles. So King of Pentacles is someone who has all his ducks in a row, kind of. He is content where he is. He has gathered all the pentacles that he needs. Pentacles representing the ground pillars of life. It's the earth element. So it can be money, it can be work, it can be relationship, home, family, those kind of things. So when the King of Pentacles pops up, that's kind of a good message saying that things will be revealed, things will get steady, you will find your ground pillars, and you will step into that kind of energy. Wow, Ten of Pentacles. Making your legacy as well here is what I feel. Ten of Pentacles can be inherited as well. It can be your family's legacy, if you will. Maybe there's a family business, or maybe there's just the way of what you have family has done when it comes to home life, for instance. But it can also be the legacy that you leave behind in this life now. So maybe this is a huge opportunity for you in November to really make your mark when it comes to what you want to leave behind in this lifetime, whether it be work, whether it be family, home, you know, take that as it resonates. But since it's Pentacles here, I would say that it has to do with your ground pillars. I want to have 2 more cards from this deck today. 4 of Wands. Grounds for celebration. It can also be marriage. It can be the celebration of marriage, celebration of union, coming together. You know, it can be, of course, a work-related thing as well, where you come together and you celebrate something that you have achieved. You know, take that as it resonates. Oh, wow. Strength card again. As I said here, the feeling I had is also stepping into your power, stepping into that strength of you. This looks like it's going to be a beautiful month for you. Now, let's look underneath the Hanged Man. So, new perspective maybe on something as well might be coming towards you. Take that as it resonates. So let us just pull these over to the side a little bit. So we're going to put the bowl here in the middle. And we're going to lift up some of these charms and put it on here and look at those real close. Let's see what you get, number 1. Okay. Wow, interesting. So what I see here right away is that the calculator has landed on the side. That's very rare. It's actually never happened before. So calculator for me is, of course, about money. Calculating or putting up a budget, you know, looking at what do I have? What can I give? You know, how long are we going to stay afloat? You know, those kind of things. And since it's landing on the side, I feel it has to do with a decision within money. And it might be within work, or it might be, as I said, regarding making your mark or kind of creating your legacy. Now I have the number 20 here together with a little alien. That's kind of a fun card. It can be, of course, about money. Maybe the number 20 has something to do with you. Or maybe the idea or whatever it is that you're doing might seem alien to somebody else. Right? So somebody might need some convincing, maybe within your workforce. There's also a spaceship here. So for me, that's kind of rocketing into the future. You know, really something is taking off. But as I said, it can also be the alien feeling here, where you might feel alien to something, or something you are suggesting might feel alien to somebody else. It can also be an invitation to look towards the stars. Maybe you feel you have a connection with some star beings. You know, take that as it resonates with you. Now you have a snowflake here, so I feel like that is telling me that something is going to change come winter on the northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere. You know, take that where you live. But something, when winter comes, something is going to look totally different for you. Okay, and winter on the northern hemisphere is kind of starting up in November. So maybe by the end of November, by the end of this year, around that time, that this is really going to take, you know, take a hold on your legacy here, that you're going to have that rocket feeling, and something is really moving forward in November, and maybe your results are going to come when the winter is here. It's going to be hard work, though. This is the pipe for me is about hard work, okay? So it's not like it's going to come sailing just into your life. You need to do something, but you have the momentum now. You have the strength here. You know, you have that forward movement, that inspiration. And so I feel like it's not going to take much effort, if you will, to get there, to get where you want to go. But of course, it's going to take work. Now you have a dragonfly here, which for me, or actually that's a moth. Sorry, that's a moth. So are you feeling like you're the moth to a flame to something? Is this something that's kind of very tempting for you right now, but maybe not the best idea? So feel into where that might be for you. This for me is about celebration. You know, this kind of design, if you will, at least here where I live, has very often been on very old, a beautiful tapestry. and you know, in homes that are kind of big and rich and that kind of feeling. So for me, this is a recognition of achievement, of success. Okay, just that symbol means something for me, and I have to interpret it that way. You have also a little Hello Kitty here. So for me, that is a recognition of play and joy. So maybe you don't want to forget to play in all of this, to have fun in all of this. Even if it's hard work, even if it's, you know, you're focused and you have that forward movement and you really want something done, don't forget to play though. Okay. This is the sun, and of course, in the tarot deck, the sun is the symbol of the most, you know, positive card in the entire deck. So for me, when I see the sun here, I feel like this is going to really bear fruit. Whatever this is that you put your energy into now in November, number one, is going to bear fruit. It's going to go well. It's going to, you know, rocket off. It's going to gain momentum. And of course, you have to figure out if this means work for you, a hobby, or, you know, building your home, your family, relationship. You have to kind of fit that into where you are in life. But whatever it is that you focus on and whatever it is that you have been wanting for a while, I feel is coming towards you with inspiration and with strength. Okay, and it's ground for celebration, most definitely. Okay. So I kind of feel like that was it, number one. I hope this made sense. I hope you liked the reading. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you haven't, and click the bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. I wish you a beautiful November number one. Until the next time I see ya. Bye. Okay, number two. So if you picked hello as your word today, then this is your reading. So we're going to intuit this card first. That's kind of your main energy. And then I have some tarot cards, and I also go use some charms today. I have my charms bowl up here. But let's look at this first. Listen to your heart. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so for some of you, this is just a reminder to get into your heart space. Maybe you've been too much in your mental space right now, and an invitation from Spirit to listen to your heart, or to listen into your soul space and your higher self. So that might be for some of you. For others of you, there might be a decision that you need to make, and you need to make it from the heart. And for others, again, this might actually be regarding a relationship, regarding love, or regarding a friendship, family, and something needs to, you know, there also might be some inner feelings within you that really needs to be looked at now. And maybe it's an inner child as well that needs some attention from you. Maybe you need to feel something through, something deep. There might be trauma coming up, you know, those kind of things. But there might also be that, yeah, there is of course something about the heart space, but there's also something about listening here, not just getting into your heart space and making the decisions from there, but also listening. There might also be listening in general, listening to what the other person have to say. Be open for the other person's true feelings, you know, those kind of energies as well. I do feel a little sadness in this card. So for some of you, there might have been a heartache lately. Something that has, yeah, taken its toll kind of on your heart. Because I'm feeling this kind of solitude and aloneness and sad feeling also regarding this. Yeah. Just see if there's any other messages here. But I'm also feeling an inner strength here. I'm feeling sadness, yes, but I'm also feeling a deep inner strength. So whatever this is for you, I do feel like you have that inner strength within you to move through whatever this is, okay? But definitely an invitation to listen to your heart and make decisions from your heart space right now. So let us pull some tarot cards for you, number two. Just shuffle a little bit before we pull cards. see. 10 of Swords, yeah. So something is ending though. There might have been a painful ending since it's a Swords, 10 of Swords. But it might also be that this kind of is in the past, but you need to let it rest now. You know, that it might be over, but you need to let it rest and not let the ego kind of take you back into whatever energies this was for you. So that might be why they're inviting you to listen to your heart now. The Hermit, yeah, go within. Yeah. Definitely huge message for you here, number 2, that you need to listen within. You need to go within. You need to meditate. You need to set aside the time to be alone a little bit and really deeply listening inwards. 5 of Pentacles, yeah. Been feeling left outside. Been feeling not included in something. Been feeling like you have lack. Okay, this is the lack card. It can be lack of money. It can be lack of energy. It can be lack of understanding from others or love from others. You know, take that as it resonates. But when it comes together with the 10 of Swords, I would say that it has been a painful ending in some way, shape, or form. The Lovers, yeah. So it might be regarding a love relationship, but this can also be friendship. But the Lovers card can also be representative of a choice. So let's look underneath. The Hierophant. Okay, so you have the Hermit and you have the Hierophant. So with that, I would say that they're definitely asking you to connect with your spiritual teacher, or you as a spiritual teacher, or you as the connection to spirit, because this is the card for connection to spirit, and the lamp here with the Hermit is also the connection to spirit. Let's look underneath. 8 of Swords. You've been feeling trapped. Yeah. So definitely you need to ask them for help. You need to ask the universe for help here. Moving forward, you need to connect with your higher self, okay? So do not make decisions from the mental space. Make the decisions from the heart. Main message throughout this entire reading here. So let us just put these cards to the side a little bit so we can pull some charms. I'm going to take some charms from here and put on here so we can look at them closely. Oh, one that just popped on out. We're going to take that. But let us also dig deep into the bowl here. Quite a few today. The one that jumped up was a star, but it is kind of broken. So I would say that you have, if you have been wishing upon a star, have you been clear on what it is that you truly want? Have you talked to spirit and have you explained to them what it is that you truly want in your heart? Just a question. Now you have the infinity symbol here, so infinite love. And you have that from the universe. No matter what happens in your life, you have that infinite love. But how is, you know, I feel like it all depends on what kind of love you are expecting, though, because the infinite love, there's only one place you can get that that truly infinite and without any boundaries kind of love, and that is from the universe. The human beings, we are capable of much love, but not the same kind of love that we get from the universe and from our support system, from the other side, if you will. So I don't expect that same kind of unconditional love from human beings here, because, well, we're not really capable, just to have that said. There is also a little dice here with the letter M on it, so I don't know if M is somebody in your vicinity or you maybe. So you have also a little toy, a child's toy here, so for me that's an invitation for more play. Yeah, to maybe not take things so seriously all the time. Also, take a break from the serious a little bit, you know. See if you can step into that energy of joy a little bit more often, you know, those kind of feelings. You have 2 dices here. Now, one was stuck inside of a diamond, and the diamond is upside down. Yeah, that's kind of what I felt with the star as well. So there's a diamond that hasn't been turned over yet, like a stone that has not been turned over. If you understand what I mean by that, you say no stones unturned. And that's also when you're looking for love, though, that there might be or a loving relationship, that there might be a stone that is unturned, because there is a diamond in the rough kind of hiding here. And it was together with a dice. I'm going to roll that dice now and see what number it lands on. Okay, it landed on the number 2 on this dice, and there's another one. Let's also roll that one. Number 6. Yeah, it is number 2, or is it number 4? No, sorry, it was number 4 and number 6. So that makes 10 also. So maybe 10 has something of significant for you, or the number 1, the number 4, or number 6. You know, take that as it resonates with you. There might be numbers, people are living in that number, or maybe numbers in a phone number, or you know, take that as it resonates with you. You have the Eiffel Tower here. So for me, that is about either a trip to Paris, but it can also be about building blocks, you know, taking one step at a time. You have a photo camera here as well. So there might be a vacation coming your way, or a place to, to enjoy the sights, I would say. You have a champagne bottle, and it's also upside down. So there is ground for celebration, but it's not like it's not revealing itself yet, with the diamond and the champagne bottle being kind of reversed. You also have a rose here, but it's kind of losing its petals a little bit. So I feel like there is a relationship or someone that kind of wants to come in, but hasn't come all the way in yet. And there is also a gem here. So yeah, I feel like there's kind of a diamond in the rough. There's somebody who wants to come in and wants to give love. Whether it be a family member, a friend, or a love relationship. Maybe also an offer of a job, you know, take that as it resonates, all depending on what it is that you are looking for right now, number 2, you know, where is your focus kind of thing. But definitely open, as I said also before, that there might also be that you need to listen to somebody else and be open for their heart and what they feel. So if that's you, maybe you are not being open for someone that you have maybe felt like, nah, that's not for me, you know, he or she doesn't have that, or doesn't do this, or doesn't understand that, or no, but we've been friends for a while and I want to keep it that way. Maybe you should open up for there's something more underneath here. Maybe there's something more to learn about that person that will change your mind, that will make you look upon them in a different way, okay? But definitely, the heart is your main focus in November, number 2. You need to open up that heart of yours, okay? Get out of the mind space. There also might be that your ego is trying to make this person into being something it's not. You're looking at all the faults instead of looking at all the things that's right about this person. So that might be for you as well. But then you're kind of sabotaging your own happiness. So that's a feeling I get too. But you have to take that as it resonates with you, okay? But there is definite invitation to heart opening. Look also at your heart chakra. Maybe there's some energy needed in your heart space. Look at some cleansing. And look at the joy. Look at where you can step into the joy now, okay? And not focus on the negative. Get out of that ego mind space and into the heart. Main focus for you in November, number 2. Okay? Hope that made sense. Give it a thumbs up if it did. I wish you a beautiful month, number 2. Till the next time I see ya. Bye. Okay, number 3, so if you chose the word love, then this is your reading. This is the main energy. We also have some tarot cards, and we're also going to use the bowl for charms today. But let us look at your main energy first. Ah, rose petals. Oh, that's beautiful. So that is, of course, very much about love, was the word that you chose here. It can be love for yourself, you know, self-nourishment. It can be love from a love relationship. It can be love from family, friends, from your children, from your parents, grandparents, you know, take that as it resonates. Or maybe love as a recognition coming towards you for a job well done. I just need some water, just a second. But I feel definitely love coming towards you this coming month, number 3. Now, when it comes to rose petals, you know, that comes from the rose, and the rose is also about growth. It's also about blooming. It's something beautiful blooming. So there might also be that you have been having your eyes on and your focus on something that you wanted to achieve, and now it's a time that it's going to blossom. Okay. I also feel kind of a watery energy in this, even though it's green. I'm just kind of feeling that. Well, sometimes water can also be green, but I'm kind of feeling that watery energy, which tells me cleansing, which tells me maybe drink more water, take a bath, go swimming, be near water, listen to water, you know, use water as a cleansing energy, if you will. And water is also representative, again, for emotions. So there you go, deep emotions, okay? So let's look at some tarot cards for you, number 3. Yeah. I feel a very gentle feeling about this reading today. Some soothing, you know, yeah, I'm happy. I'm getting a happy feeling, a soothing feeling for me. So maybe some of you needed that soothing feeling. And it might come from a loved one here, or it might also come from a loved one in spirit, or the universe in general, you know. Oops, these just popped on over, so I have to take those. 10 of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. That's beautiful. Number 1 also got these 2 cards. So if you were considering reading one, maybe there's a message for you over there as well. 10 of Pentacles is where you have everything you need. It can also be about your legacy. It can be about inheritance. But it's very often where it can also be generations and ancestors, just to have that said. King of Pentacles is where you are content, you have what you need, you have achieved, you know, what you set out to do, kind of. But let us pull a couple of more cards. Wow, 10 of Cups, beautiful. Now that's the happy home family life here. And 2 of Swords, that's a decision. And 8 of Swords. So you might have been considering something and you haven't really been seeing where to go. 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, so it might be regarding something that has been a hard work for you. Something you have been working on for a while and you didn't know where to go. You didn't see the way out, kind of. So there's a decision that needs to be made regarding that. And that might be a love relationship, friendship, but there might also be collaboration friendship, where, you know, meaning work related. So take that as it resonates. And that can be, of course, since we see the 10 of Pentacles here as well, which can be about kind of making your legacy, if you will. But the 10 of Cups is the happy home family life, and the King of Pentacles sitting on his throne, quite content, having all his ground pillars, which can also be house and home and stability. Okay, so I do feel like this month for you, number 3, the potential is here for really kind of finding your grounding, finding that relationship and that love coming towards you, making that decision that for me looks like it's going to go well. Okay, but let us look at some charms for you as well. So we're just going to put the ball in the middle here. And I'm going to pull some charms and put them on here, and then we're going to look at it. So let's see what you get, number 3. Okay. So you got the little tarot card here, the tiny tarot. And that for me also can be representative for someone who is very interested in tarot. It might be that you use tarot in your daily life, or you're interested in learning tarot, or tarot might be a way in for you. Maybe you can pull 1 card a day, or maybe oracle cards, you know, that kind of thing, where you ask a question to the universe and you pull 1 card and you kind of get a confirmation of your choices in that sense. Because you also have the wand here, and the wand for me is also someone, of course, who is very into connection with the universe, into the spiritual part, or this might be an invitation for you to go that route. Okay. You also have the frame here, and the frame for me is thinking outside the box. You know, it might also be framing something. So maybe some of you have been considering framing a picture from a vacation, or something like that, or maybe something you have painted, or, you know, so invitation to frame something. But for me also very often this frame is about thinking outside the box. So looking at new options, looking at new things. Now you also have a diamond that's upside down, and inside the diamond there is this sleigh that kind of belongs to Christmas. Maybe there's a diamond coming your way around Christmas. Who knows? But the message here is also, when the diamond is kind of on the flip side, is it hasn't come to you yet, but it is on its way. The diamond can, of course, be an offer of work. It can be an offer of love. It can be, you know, whatever its diamond means for you. You have a fish here. Fish for me is also about prosperity. You know, fish depicted, I believe, in the old cards was a symbol of someone rich or someone gaining momentum or lucky symbol in some way, shape, or form. And that's kind of the way I read it. Now, you do have a baby carriage here, so maybe there's a baby on the way. Maybe some of you are expecting, or maybe you have a family member expecting, or maybe you're going to become a grandmother or an aunt or an uncle, you know, or maybe your friend is having a baby, but there's a baby in your vicinity coming into your life. Might also be fur baby, just to have that said. There's an owl here, so an invitation to step into your own wisdom here. An invitation to look at things from, I would say, the higher self perspective. So maybe that's about the choice that you have to make, that you need to make that from your higher self and from your heart space and not your head. Now, you have Elsa here. And of course, Elsa is someone who decides to go out on her own and who is not afraid of the cold, of course, as we know. But she stands strong in her own beliefs. And that might be an invitation for you as well. Now, you also have the star here, which for me is wishing upon a star. But it's also a message from Spirit saying, we have heard your prayers and they will be answered in due time. Now, this is just kind of an, you would say, decoration, or for me it also looks almost like an earring. So for me that's about putting on the nice stuff or decorating your house, making things nice around you. And when things looks nice around you, it also kind of affects our energy system and you feel better kind of inside. So that might be for some of you. Now this says freedom. So for some of you, if you felt like you were stuck, like this Eight of Swords here, I would say that November is the month where you break free from that, where you make the decision that is the best for you, moving forward, getting into finding your happy home family life, finding your legacy, following your heart, you know. So I would say that definitely November is a month where all of this can come to fruition for you, number 3, I would say. Is there anything else, Spirit, that you want me to address? Yeah, okay. So they're pointing back to the wand here because there was something I didn't say regarding that. You are your own magician of your own life, okay? You are the magician and you have the tools you need to make all of this happen for you. You just have to kind of make it come forward, ask it to come forward. But if you feel like you need the support and the love from the universe, all you have to do is ask and they're there. You have that connection. Since I see these two things here with you, I would say that you do have that connection with the universe where you can communicate with them. So ask them for help and support if that's something you feel you need. Okay? That was it, number 3. I hope this made sense. Give it a thumbs up if it did, and subscribe if you haven't, and click the bell so you get notified every time I upload. And feel free to jump on over to my other channel, Awakening with Nina, in the description box if you feel like that's something for you. Wishing you a beautiful month, number 3. Until the next time I see ya. Bye. Okay, number 4, so if you picked the cool as your word today, then this is your reading. I will put it up here. I have my charms ball up here, so we're going to use that today, and also have some tarot over here, but we're going to look at your main energy, which is this card first. So let's look at it, number 4. Change. Okay, cool. Yeah, so something might be shifting for you in November, number 4, okay? I do see a lot of flowers here, so that for me is about growth, a growth process. Maybe something you've been working on for a while is finally going to come to fruition. But I also see that she has a dagger here in her hand. So there might be that you feel like you are on the alert, that you are alert for someone coming to disturb you, and maybe you feel like there's somebody you can't trust, so you want to be aware, you want to be prepared. So that might be a feeling you have as well here. Change can also be hurt a little bit. Just a second. Excuse me. change can be, it can be hard, you know, when things change. Not all changes are good changes, if you will, but all changes happens for a reason. Just let me have a sip of water, please. So nothing is happening to you, but it's happening for you. So that's something we need to remember. So even though change might hurt for some of you, there is always a silver lining, and there's always purpose to the change from a spiritual point of view, okay? It might be just a change in, you know, your vicinity or your workspace or your home space or something like that. But for others of you, this might also be transformation, as an inner transformation, spiritual growth as well. So take that as it resonates with you. Let us look at some tarot cards for you. So let's pull some cards. Number 4. Judgment. So that is where we are invited to listen to Spirit. They have something to tell us. They are coming towards us with a message. So I would say this is an invitation to contact your higher self and to ask, you know, for the way forward. This might also be where universe is coming in and making the change for you, you know. Take it as it resonates. Princess of Pentacles. So that is the same as the Page of Pentacles. And that for me is an offer. But the Pentacles is the slowest moving, you know, element. The slowest moving element is the earth element. So it might take more time than you wanted it to. Okay, but there is something new being offered to you here. 4 of Cups. Yeah, you might have been contemplating whether or not to accept it though. Or you might have been offered something before that you have been reluctant to accept into your life. But there is an offer. So this is a card of an offer, and this is a card of an offer. Wow, 10 of Wands. Yeah. So 10 of Wands is where things have been, you know, you've taken on a lot. It might be time to delegate. It also might be that you have gathered up all this wisdom on your way and you're carrying that with you now. So it can be many things. It can be, you know, saying that you have gained all that wisdom, but it can also say that it's time to put down your burden now. You've been carrying it too long. So take it as it resonates. Underneath, 2 of Swords, decision making. And under there, we have the 10 of Cups. Okay. So there might be a decision that's needed to be made here. And I feel like it is regarding offers. It might be that this is a new offer and that's an old offer, or 2 different offers coming to you at once. Take that as it resonates. But I do feel an invitation to contact Spirit regarding this and ask them for help. Because there might be that if your ego is very active right now, that you might, you know, get into the spiral of focusing on the negative regarding these offers instead of focusing on the positive. So, you know, take that as it resonates with you. But we're going to put these to the sides a little bit, and we're going to pull the charms bowl into the table here. And I'm going to just take some charms, put it on here, and then we're going to look at it. So let's see. Okay, so I see the tiny tarot card came up here. So that tells me that you might be somebody who is interested in cards, oracle cards, tarot cards, doing readings, you know, having cards at home. You can also use your cards to ask questions to the universe. You know, you shuffle and you ask a question and pull a card, and there you go, you have your answer. So that might be a way for you to connect as well. Now I see the snowman here, so something might be happening come winter, when that is for you on the northern or southern hemisphere. But there might be a change happening when winter comes. You also have this little green boa, is what I would call it. It's, of course, an invitation for nature because of the green and the flowers and everything. But for me, it also looks a little bit like a boa, so it might also be an invitation to put on the nice stuff, or, you know, dress up and do the fun stuff, you know, stuff like that. You have 2 owls here, actually. One owl there and one owl here. So they're definitely asking you to step into your own wisdom here regarding this choice. I do feel also when it comes together with the Tiny Tarot that you might be someone who is very in connection with the universe and who normally would actually have that wisdom within you naturally. But there might be that you're a little bit off right now since you are considering this offer, or maybe you are in connection, but you're still not sure about this offer. But the universe knows best, you know, so I do feel like there's a huge invitation for connection there, since also this Judgment card came up. Now you have Fatima's hand here, and that's about protection. It means that you're protected. So they're saying you are protected in whatever you do here, so don't worry about that part. You have a fairy here, so for me, again, about nature, you might want to go outside more, connect with nature. Maybe that's where you feel most connected with spirit or the universe, and so use that to your benefit. Now, you also have... Now, this is actually an old pin that I got when I was working as a guide in Spain, Portugal, and Greece for many years. So I didn't work for this company, I worked for another one, but they merged, so I got this one. Saga Solreiser. It's called in Norwegian. I worked for Kjæreborg, but never mind. So this might be an invitation for travel. Maybe some of you have been working as a guide or want to work as a guide or something like that, or knows a guide, or want to go on a trip where you have guides that show you something interesting, you know that. But it's very much about travel and vacation. Now, you do have a rocking horse here. So for me, that's about children. Might be a child coming your way, might be a friend that gets a child. You know, maybe you're becoming a grandmother, maybe you're becoming an aunt or an uncle or mother, father, you know, take that as it resonates. But it might also be for babies, you know, so there's something about a baby or something new coming your way. Now, you also have a lollipop here. We call that a lolly. It's a sweet. So it's about, you know, eat the good stuff. You know, take a break. Don't be on a diet all the time, you know. Eat that cake. Indulge yourself. Have fun with it, okay? Be kind to yourself. Don't be so strict on yourself. Another symbol for winter here. So something definitely going to change come winter for you, number 4. So you also have another fairy. So 2 fairies here. Definitely an invitation for nature for you. Might also be an invitation to connect with the fairies, actually. I don't know if you tried that, but that's quite fun. It's just the energies of nature, basically. It's kind of the light beings in nature, and they're very fun to connect with. So I would try that if I were you. Now, you have also a jumping dolphin here, so that might, again, be about playfulness, and that might also be why this rocking horse came up. It might also be just an invitation to play more in your life, and maybe not take things so seriously. Maybe you need a break from the seriousness. Maybe you just need to have a day off off of the seriousness and just enjoy yourself, you know, indulge yourself and go have a cup of coffee and a good cake at a restaurant or whatever, a cafe. Just do something that really makes you happy. Now, you also have the turtle or tortoise, and that is, of course, slow and steady wins the race. So it's about being patient with yourself. You don't have to rush it, though. I mean, even if it's a choice that has to be made, it doesn't have to be rushed. You can take your time in making this decision, okay? It might also be if you're putting that decision on you, that might be why this 10 of Wands comes up, that don't stress it, you know, put down that burden now, because whatever this is, I feel like it's a big decision, you know, it's a big change in your life. It's going to mean something for you. And so you don't need to rush it, okay? Just take it takes the time it takes. And it might also be that decision has already been made, that you just have to follow. Maybe the decision has already been made on a higher level, and this change is going to happen no matter what. And then it's just a matter of just follow their guidance, okay? But there is offers coming towards you here, most definitely. So there is something that you need to consider in any way, shape, or form. Maybe the change has already happened, or maybe the change is going to happen, but that is your main focus for November. So shift is happening for you, number 4, definitely. Is there anything else, universe, that you want me to tell number 4? Okay. Yeah, they told me about Fatima's hand. I don't know if some of you have a deep connection with the energy that we call Archangel Michael. But that is something that came up, so there might be somebody out there that's significant for. Remember that the angel energies, they are just energies vibrating on a certain frequency. So what we have named Archangel Michael is just the energy of protection, okay? So, so we have given her the name Michael. But the energy of protection also, since you have the Fatima's hand here, is around you. And I felt like that was important for them to convey that as well, for somebody out there that might feel like they were not safe, okay? So, yeah, that was something they wanted me to convey. Is there anything else, Spirit? Okay, yeah, okay. So thank you. So, I said that these two were regarding winter, but for some of you, they might be regarding Christmas, okay? So there might be a change at the end of this year, whether or not you celebrate Christmas or not. By the end of the year, I would say, for some of you, that this change will be final, if you will, okay? Yeah. Anything else? No, I think that was it. Okay, thank you so much for being part of this November reading number 4. I hope it made sense for you. Give it a thumbs up if it did, and subscribe if you haven't, and click the bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. If you are interested in going even deeper, jump on over to my other channel called Awakening with Nina, where we really go deep into this transformational energy. So wishing you all the best for this coming month, number 4. Until the next time I see you.